I'm Doc Rodden, and welcome to my adventures. I am joined by my friend and frequent co-host, Paul Cardullo. Tonight, the adventures takes us to a theater to see The Naked Gun. This is our review.
Gruesome Magazine.
All right, so The Naked Gun is hitting theaters soon. By the time you're watching this, it should be coming out in a day or so. Or if you're watching this after that, it's already out and you should be watching it. But let's say hello to my friend Paul Cardullo. Paul, how are you doing today?
Doing great, Doc. And if I was more clever, I would have something clever related to Naked Gun, but I'm just not a clever person. So.
Not a clever. But you are wearing a trick or treat. You're wearing a trick or treat shirt, and the trick or treat shirt, of course, is from the movie Trick or Treat back in the 80s, right?
Yeah, it was 80, 85, 86, and it was because Ozzy was in it, and well, he had a cameo, but as a
they promoted while he was in it, though.
Oh yeah. But it was also a great cameo because he was like a preacher who hated heavy metal music. So
I know it was great for him, and it was just like,
yeah.
That was a good time. I remember that movie, and it was god awful. But in a charming, special way. But that's not why we're here tonight.
No.
We're here to review The Naked Gun, which it's not a remake. It is a direct sequel, but it's kind of a Lego sequel. But we can't do the Lego sequel because Leslie Nielsen, of course, has passed away, and many years ago. And now we have he played Frank Dreben. Dreben. English is my primary language. Thank you, Frank Dreben, and he was in the Police Squad and of course the Naked Gun movies. There was 3 of them, right? Naked Gun.
Yeah, there were 3 Naked Gun movies, and
the third one was like Naked Gun 33 1/3, right?
Yeah.
And I just found out that in all 3 of them, Weird Al had cameos.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I didn't either until I read the notes.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. And well, we'll talk about that again.
Yeah.
Later. Okay. But for this movie, we have Liam Neeson taking over as Frank Dreben Jr., and which is ironic in a lot of different ways because there was a time when people would get those 2 names mixed up. And I've had people become confused because when I mention Naked Gun and then I say Liam Neeson, they don't hear Liam Neeson. They hear Leslie Nielsen, which is kind of cute. But this picks up today, and he's the son, and we also have the son of the George
Kennedy.
George Kennedy. I was going to say.
I did that yesterday myself,
and I knew I was wrong. But George Kennedy character, and there's also a brief cameo of the. Well, we'll just leave that hanging there. The other lead in those films as the son of that person, but they don't. That's the only thing they do.
It's a one-off gag, but it's good.
It's a funny gag. But this is the irreverent kind of comedy stuff where they take what is being said literal instead of what it means, and don't call me Shirley, whatever, and stuff like that from the Airplane movies, which is where it kind of originated. But now we have Seth MacFarlane producing, along with other producers, but Seth MacFarlane's the name everybody's going to know, leading the producing team on this and bringing back those parodies. And we're just going to share what we thought. So why don't we start there, Paul? Why don't you give me your first? We saw it last night.
Yeah.
And we're recording it today. So what was your first impression of The Naked Gun 2025?
I liked it a whole lot. I think they caught the spirit of it without aping it. I mean, there are plenty of references and callbacks to the original, or even to like some of the other films, like Airplane stuff. There's some callbacks and some gags, but it didn't feel like, oh, we have to do the same film, which is probably helpful because it wasn't done by this one wasn't done by the Zucker brothers, and we can get into that too.
No, but Seth MacFarlane did it. So.
Yeah.
And the director.
No, I mean, in terms of the directors, it was directed by Kiva Schaffer, who's a part of the Lonely Island, which I didn't realize. Yeah. So, but yeah, I liked it a lot. I mean, I was a little hesitant going in, going, is it going to be too much of, hey, we're trying to recapture lightning in a bottle, and instead they even make a joke about it, and I think they did this when they did the remake of the Legacy sequel, whatever, of National Lampoon's Vacation, which is like, we're different, but we're the same, but we're different, and it kind of
Mhm.
they seem to actually have that. So how'd you feel about it, Doc?
I had a great time. I wrote on my little card for the press review for the showing was Frank Dreben's back, laughter is back, and that's what we needed. I think that's what we
Oh yeah.
need in the theaters now. This is it they it's perfect. I mean it's not perfect as a film, but it's perfect as a follow up to these movies. It captures a vibe. Liam Neeson, of course, is absolutely fantastic. He's so stoic and dry witted that it just fits perfectly.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
the tongue is in the cheek, but you can definitely feel, that he's taking everything so seriously, and the gags are hilarious. The visual gags, the word gags. This film is a blast to watch. It's hilarious, and if you'll laugh out loud quite a lot. And when you're
Oh
not
yeah.
laughing out loud, you're laughing on the inside. I was smiling from ear to ear throughout the entire thing, and the audience was cackling alongside us and saying really crazy things to the screen.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Everybody was
it
having
was
a
fun
great
to see
time.
with an audience. It's definitely one of those ones where you want to have that communal experience. It's one of
Mhm.
those ones where, sure, it'd be funny watching at home, but that communal experience of being in the theater, you
Yep.
know, this is anyway, this is, we come to this place for magic or whatever. But
Yep.
it is. It's one of those ones where really
That's
the humor, like the reaction of like the guy next to me, you were on my right, the guy on my left, the reaction was like, it was really funny. Some of the things he was saying, like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, kill those kids. You know, what I mean, it was just a spoiler. But yeah, it was I think that it's one of those films that it's enhanced because it is so funny, and it's
Yes.
nice to see comedy hasn't really been a big thing on the big screen, right, for a while.
It's
And
it's lost its touch, yeah.
yeah,
And
so it's nice to kind of see this kind of coming back, and hopefully it'll do well, because
yeah,
it's
I'm
fun.
hoping people realize how funny this is and go see it, because I wouldn't mind this, sparking another trend of these kind of films. I
Oh
know
yeah.
they're toying with doing the scary stories or whatever the other
Oh,
one was
scary
on.
movie doing,
Scary
yeah.
movie, yeah, scary movies back. And we'll see if that ever actually happens. But
Oh,
I
as long as they don't bring back the other parody films like that came after it, that were we
some
we
of
can do
them
without those.
thanked art. I mean, on this level, we're talking about the level of this
Yes,
movie.
yes, on this level, yes.
Yeah, and Seth MacFarlane's been trying, and he's had a hard time. So,
Yeah.
with some of his films, he did a western a decade back or
Oh
so, and
goodness, yeah, I forgot about
yeah.
that. Yeah.
But this one has the right cast. It's an excellent cast
Oh,
and
Cass
the
is
right
great.
vibe. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the
You-
vibe is. I mean, the whole point, like the vibe of the films, are like you said, is like they play it straight, regardless of the ridiculousness. And Frank Drebin is the one who's always the main character is the one who's the most straight. And sometimes people are like, huh, but then they still play it pretty straight, and
Mhm.
they capture that with this, you know.
Yep. Yep. And we'll get into the cast here in a second. But I want
Oh
to
yeah.
go back to the laughter part, because
Oh yeah.
we have long done horror movies over at Gruesome Magazine and various other podcasts.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things about a horror film when you're in the theater is everybody screams, right? And you
Yeah.
feel the tension, or you can feel the air gasp away when something scary happens, right? Just like
Oh
leaves the
yeah.
room. And it's the same thing for comedy. Even comedy is even harder to capture than horror is, right? And because it's so it's just
Oh yeah.
so
You get,
specific to the individual watching it. Um, but when everybody laughs in the theater, it's a great feeling, and this has plenty of laughter. And what can you say? To me, it was great to laugh in the theater again, and that's
oh,
all
it
I have to
was
say about this.
exactly.
And the gags were, I mean, laugh a minute, laugh a second, and some of the things were repeated just for and worked. They
Yeah.
didn't. There's a coffee cup thing that happens throughout the movie, and it never gets old. It
Oh
never
yeah.
gets old. It just gets
Yeah.
better and better. And yeah, there's all kinds of things. But let's talk about the cast a little bit because
Oh yeah.
we start with Liam Neeson as Frank Dreben, who is the perfect choice. The
Oh,
perfect. I mean,
amazing. Yeah.
even the tagline for the movie play or the description plays around with it. Only one man has the particular set of skills to lead police squad and save the world. And so they know what they're doing, right? They know
Oh
what people
yeah.
are coming in. They know where to put the tongue in the cheek, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
but opposite Liam Neeson is Pamela Anderson as Beth Davenport, and she is on a roll lately, and she is absolutely hilarious in this.
Oh.
There's like the take the chair, take a seat. No, I have one at home. But and then she literally takes it later. But there's also the jazz number. There's a
Oh
jazz
God,
number
her
in this.
scat singing is just.
It's yes,
It's perfect.
I was very much like Danny Houston, just like yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of Danny Houston, he plays the bad
Yes.
Kane, and he is always a relish when he plays the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
He
Yeah.
just and
You know
then
what's so funny is I never realized. Why did I not make this connection that he's Danny Houston? I did not realize he's Danny Houston as in Walter John Angelica. I just thought he was just.
no,
I just thought he was Danny Houston. He was this guy Danny. I didn't realize he's John
he's
Houston's son
royalty.
and Angelica.
Yeah.
Yeah, Angelica's half brother. So yeah, I didn't realize that. I was looking. I was like, oh, duh. I mean, it's not like you. I mean, Houston's, but still, yeah. So that
Yep.
was, but he was so good in it, and he has he's started more and more. He's getting more and more into like Ray Wise type territory, right? It's
I
like
don't think he would appreciate it, but yeah. For us,
no, in a
yeah.
good way. I mean, I'm like I really like the fact he can play those villains very well. I mean, that he's got that Ray Wise type villain type, I think, which works really well.
Right. And he's brilliant, and he plays it
Oh,
again, plays it straight, but yet it's hilarious, and that's the key. That's the
yes.
key. Paul Walter Hauser plays Ed Hawken Jr., which of course is the George Kennedy's son from
Oh,
George
yeah.
Kennedy's character's son, and Paul Walter Hauser is showing up everywhere here lately.
Yes.
And then Kevin Durand's in this as the henchman, the number one henchman for Danny Houston's Richard Kane. And he has the absolute best straight face for all this. And it's like,
yeah.
he literally can't believe some of the crazy crap that's going on. And you just see it in his face. And it's perfect. And yeah, and he's got that, the big build and everything and that the gruff face. So he's perfect in the role.
Well, I remember when he came on, you leaned over, you're like, "Oh, I love this guy."
Yes, everything
like,
he's in, I love him in it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a particular scene where we won't spoil it, but he's just shall we say he's observing something, and his reaction is
Oh my
just
God, that's what I'm talking about. That's his reaction to that is like, it's one of the few times people react to what's going on as if it's like, what the hell are you talking? Most people are just like totally into what's going on, but he was like, huh?
Yeah, no, he's
and it totally works. It totally works for his character.
Yeah.
Well, there's another character that does it. And we'll go to that next. Is C.H. Powder.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. Who plays Chief Davis? Who is the one that yells at Frank Dreben all the time and fires him 2 or 3 times. And she is delight in this. She's perfect in the roles. It's exactly what they need for that role, and she's hilarious. And again,
I always love
playing it straight.
Yeah, oh yeah, she's great. She is wonderful for it.
Yeah. And there's a couple notable cameos. An extended one is Busta Rhymes, who plays one of the bank robbers. He was actually in the opening scenes, and then later they bring him in to question him, and they have that funny man's laughter gag.
Oh yeah.
Which is in the trailers, but it plays out.
It's still funny in the theater. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that's one thing I want to say is that I was the big part of the trailers was as the little girl going into the bank robbery and pulling the mask off, and it's Frank Dreben standing up. and it felt like it like gave it all away, and it kind of does, but it works. It plays beautifully in context of the story. It's right in the opening,
Yeah.
and there's a lot more to it. But the gag is the gag. The rest of it's just wacky fighting, and yeah, it was it was great. And I think everything that was in there was well. This is the kind of movie that they can't put everything in the trailer
Right.
because the movie's a laugh a minute. I mean, there's gags and jokes left and right, and you got to pay attention because they're happening in the background too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
and they're happening with like characters that show up on screen and stuff like that.
And they're like I said, they're lightning fast.
Yeah,
So.
you gotta catch them, and you'll miss them because you're laughing so
But
hard.
that's kind of funny. Let's rewatch it. It's also good when you're watching with the group because you might half miss something and then somebody else is laughing and that's what clues you into it.
Yep. Yep.
And that's like even with like the closing credits, which not jumping ahead,
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, like, people are familiar with like when the Zucker brothers did these films, they always had gags in the closing credits. Stick around for the. I couldn't believe how many people were getting up and leaving. Like, have you people not seen any of these movies?
Yeah.
Not to mention, there's actually a really funny song going during most of the closing credits.
Hilarious.
Well, I'm getting up and leaving. I'm like, what are you, a moron? But it was fun because
there is a stinger after the credits.
there is a stinger after the credits, but even reading the credits, because you got to read everything. Because I was missing, and then like people next to me, like, "Oh, it's Bubba." I'm like, "Oh, crud, yeah!" Like you're missing it as it's going past.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you got to read everything.
Yeah.
It's
and there's hilarious stuff. Most of the stuff is real, but every once in a while they'll throw in like an absurd job and somebody's name that we know, or something like that, or a real job, but yet put in spices.
Yes, well, because there was set dresser, and then it said set dressing, and then they listed
and set dressing, right, and it was like
French,
vinaigrette French,
yeah,
which was perfect, and you miss that. So stick around to the credits. Weird Al is back again.
Yay!
And I got to go back and watch the originals because I don't remember Weird Al being in them. But he was, and it's a funny gag, and they mention him all the time through it. Like, come on, everybody, we got to catch up with Weird Al. And then there's a cameo that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, and it was quick.
That one too. That one too. I didn't say that one.
I mean, I was just saying the blink and you miss it one of Priscilla Presley.
Priscilla Presley.
I was like, wait, was that? And I had to go back and look in the credits and go, oh, yay! So it was just a quick blink and you miss it. What was the one you were?
There's a time when Frank Dreben, I still can't say his name right, is replaced by another actor for a short.
Oh yes,
he has to go to body, and it's Dave Bautista, and it's a shock because it's a cutaway, right? And you cut back, and instead of Liam Neeson, it's Dave Bautista, and he's saying the lines, and it's brilliant. And then Liam Neeson comes back on. He's like, "Okay, you can go now. I'm done."
But then there's still some. Yeah.
He's still in the story because of what's going on around him. So that's just a small example of everything else. There's other cameos and like you said, callbacks, and it's a brilliant film, and I had a lovely time. So why don't we close it there? And what is your recommendation and your score for?
Oh, I definitely. What are we scoring out of?
1 to 5. 1 to 5.
1 to 5. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would definitely recommend it, especially if you're a fan of the old, Airplane. This is basically the old Zucker brother films. Even though I know they weren't involved, there's some blah blah blah, but they did these people captured it. They captured everything. It really had to, but it was also felt more modern too. Like that was one thing I was trying to throw in. That it wasn't like the old ones were parody of old cop shows. Right. This feels like it has a little bit of that, but it was also parody of like the action films Liam Neeson has done, and it feels more like they're showing it like that.
Quite a bit.
Yeah. So, but So I mean, I highly recommend it. You want a good laugh, and a good time. See it in the theater because this is definitely one you want to see with a large group. And so I would give it a. I mean, it's not a perfect film, but I would. How generous am I feeling?
Well, there are flaws. They're certainly forgivable
There's
because
certain
it's so much
flaws.
fun. Yeah.
But I mean, in terms of it just factoring in the fun I had with it, and the fact that it met and exceeded my expectations, I'll give it a good solid. I'll give it a. It'll be a weenie. 4.25 out of 5.
Oh,
How's
there you go. There you go. I was going to give it a 4.5, and because I think part of that is just that I haven't laughed like this in the theater for a good long time.
Yes,
Not,
exactly.
I mean, I've had a laugh or two in the theater, but not the comedies haven't been, with
Yeah,
us
they're
as much as they were in the past, right?
right.
So
Yeah,
it's been a while since I can recall just going and seeing an absolute funny comedy because so many of them lately fall on their face and jokes don't land or something like that. It's hard, right? Comedy is hard.
yeah.
There's a
Oh yeah,
reason
yeah.
why. And but I highly recommend this film, and I agree. See it in the theater. This is a great theater experience, and it's uplifting. It's in a strange way, just because of the laughter, and like I said, the way the world is right now, we could use as much of that as possible.
Most certainly, we could use more Frank Dreben.
Yeah, so go check it out, and come back here for more reviews and more more adventures that will be happening. But Paul, thank you for joining me. Thank you
Oh,
for not only on here but at the movies. So,
thank you for inviting me. It was great, and love to do it again.
all right, we will. And all right, with that, we say good night.
Good night.
Gruesome Magazine.